Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make a ton of money trading Forex, how I make thousands of pounds every week, thousands of dollars, um, whatever you want to call it, every day, every week. I'm constantly, trading, making money on the markets. So I'd like to show you guys some of the strategies that I use to, trade and make money. I did make a video on my other strategy where I get high risk to reward, using multiple time frames, which you can check out. It'll be linked in the top right corner. But moving on from that, I'm just going to be showing you on a lower time frame how you can, take opportunities within the markets to make some good money. Uh, so yeah, this chart is London time. So the time is based on London time. So you can just convert that to your own time. Based on where I'm trading. If you do like trading at different times of the day, I usually like trading in London and then a bit in New York. New York can be nice. So yeah, I'm just going to be going through my strategy. There's essentially a couple of essential things to look out for. But before I get into the video, I'd just like to say that I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure you seek financial advice before trading anything, whether it's stocks, cryptos, forex, commodities, anything you want to trade or anything you want to do. Make sure you get proper financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this is just for educational purposes only. Now that's out the way, I'm going to get straight into it. So essentially, what we're looking for is essentially a couple of things. So what we want to see is the direction. We want to know which direction the market is going in, and also we want to be keeping an eye on structure. That is the two most important sort of things that I think you should be looking out for on a lower time frame. Well, any time frame really, but especially on a lower time frame, you want to be keeping in mind the direction price is moving, because on the 1 minute, there's so much action going on right here. But essentially, what I look for are order blocks. This is, in my opinion, the best way, to trade is order blocks. You can, watch some videos online uh, and search, what you want to search. I don't know, just look some videos on YouTube and you'll find some good stuff on there. But essentially, how I trade is using order blocks. So on the 1 minute time frame, this is on the 24th of February 2022. I'm going to be showing you some trades that you could have taken using, an order block strategy on the 1 minute time frame. There's so many opportunities on the 1 minute, but there's so many fake outs too. So you have to be careful. You have to know what you're looking for. But essentially, what I do is watch the market and watch for a break of structure. So you can see here at 8 a.m. On London Open, we were just looking for breaks of structure. And now I'm going to show you some trades I actually took. So right here, the structure broke. So we're just waiting for a nice clear entry, and we can see I usually wait for like two confirmations of a structural break, and we can see here structure broke down again. This was the last order block area. Basically, an order block is or let's just call it the last up close candle before the down move, or the last down close candle before an up move. So the last down close candle here before the up move, and the last up close candle here before the down move. That's what I'm just going to call an order block in this. There's so many different terms for it, institutional candles and things like that. They all have variations, but I'm just making it simple for this video and calling that an order block. Anyway, so this was the area where structure broke. We had a bit of structure here on the 1 minute, and now I look at aggressive structure. So you might see like this as the main structural point, but I look at the closest structure. So you see here, structure broke here, broke down past the last down close. Same here, structure broke down, and then we're looking for the next structural break. I like to wait for two structural breaks, as I said. As you can see here, the second piece of structure was broken. So what I'm looking for is a selling position. Now there's different methods of entry. I'll get into that in another video. You can enter on the 50%, on the body, on the wick, anywhere you like. But let's say we entered around 50% or on the body or something, with a tight stop loss around just above the structure, around 3 pips. I try and keep to 2 pips minimum of stop loss. And then let's say targets, I'll get into another video. If you do want to know about entries and targets, do let me know. All the content I'm making on my channel is free. I'm literally just giving you everything on how I trade. But yeah, let's say I targeted this structure. That's a nice 1 to 6 right there. That would have been a nice amount of money. Let's say you're risking 1,000 per trade. That would have been 6,000 right there. And it's literally that simple. Yes, with the lower time frame strategies, you have quite a few losses, but when you master them, you get better at them. You make a ton of money because you have massive risk to reward ratios, and it can work out really well in your favor. So the thing is, as this was trending down on the lower time frame, we want to try and get in more entries if possible. So if you look here, we had another break of structure right there after our entry or you could have called this the break of structure, but I'd rather look at this sort of area right here. And then you have another sort of break of structure right here, but the only problem is these wicks were already here, so I would have classed this sort of area as the break of structure right here. And let's say you place an entry somewhere here, you would have missed this entry, and you do miss entries, and you know, it is what it is. But I wouldn't have been looking at that right there. I would have actually been focused around this, because this was a more prominent order block sort of area. As you can see, this was like an institutional candle right here, and an order block inside of the institutional candle, um, which is what made me enter there. And same thing right here, we've got an order block sort of thing, an institutional sort of candle right there with an order block within it. That's what I like to look for, institutional candle and an order block together. So this is what I would call like an institutional down close candle right here. I know it's multiple candles, but I'd class that as one. But yeah, essentially there's no order block in there, so I wouldn't have traded that. There is imbalances, but I'm looking at the trend going down right here. So essentially what I'm looking for is an institutional sort of candle and an order block within it. As you can see here, that is what formed here. So I would have placed my entry, let's say 50%, all the way at the bottoms. You know, just different, there's different entry methods that I like to use, just depends. But let's say we entered on the body close open of the candle, target above the structure. Let's say you can either do 2 pips, that would have been bang on above the structure. Let's say we did 2 pips, and just your targets depend. You can target, you know, the lows right here again, or you can target lower based on, you know, previous sort of structure. This is the 1 minute, so you can look at the higher time frames. I'm not incorporating any higher time frames in this video right now, but essentially what I like to do is I set different take profits, and you know, I let it run. Let's say I take out 80% or something at a certain point, let the rest run. And you know, because let's say you took it out here and you only got 1 to 6. Now you missed out on a whole, you know, 1 to like 30 here or something, 1 to 44. Well, it goes even lower, 1 to like 100 or so. So you could have caught that essentially. So it's best to, you know, enter and take partials and let the rest ride out until you're good enough to take it out. So yeah, that would have been another sort of entry right there, and I think that's good enough for the day. You know, I would have probably stopped after that, but I did trade a little bit during New York yesterday on the 24th. But I'm just going to leave it to that, just showing you them two. I'll show you on another day as well. Let me just go back here and show you. Let's go back like around here. I'll show you another example of how you can trade this. I'm just trying to keep this video short and sweet. So as you can see right here, so the market started breaking structure upwards. As you can see, we had one structural break here, and our second structural break was right here. So this is where I would look to enter on the second structural break. Just it's just a bit more confirmation. Just depends how you enter. Let's say we entered at the body right there, you know, at the close, sorry, the open of the candle with around a 2 pip stop loss. I wouldn't do like a 1 pip, because it can get quite dangerous with spreads, even when you have a raw spread account. So let's say I put a 2 pip stop loss right there, and let's say we targeted these highs, or we targeted these highs. You know, a nice 1 to 7 there. If you're risking even £100 or $100, that's $755 pounds right there. Or if you're risking like 1,000, that's seven and a half grand right there, which is amazing. If you think about it, you could take that one trade for the whole month and you'd be set. Even if you took one of these trades a week, you'd be set. Yeah, you're gonna have your losses in between, but you're gonna, you know, make the money back by doing these sort of trades right here. Okay, so now we've seen that, what I would then do is take partials at like a certain point. Let's say this order block, this institutional candle sort of area right here, and let's say I took partials around there, and then I'll let the rest ride until I'm happy, you know, based on a higher time frame. It just depends on the higher time frames. But if you do want me to get into a video on that, but if you wanted to, you could have got a good amount of 14 R right there, which is amazing. And if you're risking a couple of percent, that's 28 R right there. Or if you're risking 3%, that's even more. You can do the maths. So essentially, I'd look for a second entry. Then I always like to get in, you know, on second entries. So my next entry would be based on this sort of area here, as we left a big sort of institutional block right here. I don't know, you can depends where you want to enter, but the reason I would enter on this, there is no order block within this, but the reason I'd enter is because we've got a nice little imbalance that was left here, which it is going to come back to fill that. So I would have entered based on the imbalance. So let's say we entered at about 50% of the imbalance. It just depends how you want to enter, and on that I would have put a 2 pip stop loss, as that's just the standard I go for. You know, when the area is like too big, I wouldn't do a 6 pip stop loss. That's too much for me, in my opinion, for this sort of strategy. So I'd put a 2 pip stop loss right there, and I do the similar sort of target as that. Let's say I was targeting this higher structure right here, these institutional order blocks. There's an order block right here, a nice little order block and institutional candles there. So let's say I was targeting that, I would have made another 7.7k there if I was risking 1,000, or if I was risking 100, I'd have made 700 there. It's literally that simple. You just have to, go back test, keep back testing, keep practicing, and keep learning. And honestly, it is when you learn it, you can't unlearn it. If you do need any more help on this sort of stuff, just let me know in the comments, and I'll make more videos. I know I wasn't really fully, didn't fully explain in this video, I guess, but I'm trying my best to teach you guys, as some people, want to know my strategy. I don't care. I'm giving it for free. I don't give a crap about, payments or anything like that, or asking for money right now. I'm just giving my, strategies for free. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy. I hope you found some use from it. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.